Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Wow.
Hello.
Man, shit is crazy.
Shit is crazy.
It is crazy.
Shit is crazy.
Aaron trying to find a better word and just shrugging.
It's gonna happen. Welcome to Mangapod. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dodger.
And I'm Malika. Hi.
And we are a weekly podcast which we get together after we have read all or part of a manga, manhwa, webcomic, and discuss its friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week, big one. Got big one, guys. We read all the remaining chapters of Attack on Titan, chapters 89 through 139.5. And I straight up, right now, gonna say it immediately, no spoilers. We are very strict on spoilers. Like you said, this is a big ol' popular series that is not completed in the anime yet. So please do not post any spoilers for anything until we get to spoiler section. Once we're in spoiler section, we will be able to talk about everything because we've got it all in here. So if you have never joined us for a manga pod before, what we like to do is give you a spoiler-free description of the manga that we read, aka summary. And then after you hear that, you can go and listen or watch the episode later. And yeah, if it sounds like something you're interested in, you can go and do that so you don't get spoiled. And I just realized I did not pull it up. So
That's okay. I can make it
a
up.
second. Do it.
There's a welcome to Attack on Titan, where we got walls on walls on walls, and we got kids in walls, and then monsters show up.
That's pretty accurate. That's really
Thank you.
good. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
You should still look up a real one.
Oh, I was like, that's
Okay.
great.
No,
if
it's
you guys are
great.
fine with that, then great. Okay, cool.
That's great. I don't know why. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
Also, to answer people, no, we did not change our schedule permanently. Unless you haven't been here for a really long time, but we're making up today's session. We were supposed to do it last Sunday, but we needed more time because some of us were like 89 to 139.5. Easy, right?
Dude. While we were on pre-show, somebody in chat was like, that's a lot of chapters. And literally all of us, while muted, were like, we know.
Like,
We felt it. We felt it. Even like there's been times where we have read 50 chapters before and it's been like, whew, you can't do that with Attack on Titan. You will think it's going to take half an hour to read 6 chapters and it will be an hour and a half, which I experienced last night, even after reading another 40 chapters. I was like still surprised that it took that long to do.
Yeah. It's wild.
It was crazy.
Hey, we did it.
We
And
finished
side
it.
note,
I'm waiting for you.
go do it. No,
No.
you do. Go. No,
You
you
started talking first.
do it. Oh my God. Okay. Side note, it's the first manga pod that we ever did.
I was gonna say that.
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say that 8 years ago, Mangapod began, and this was the very first series we ever did. Ever.
Aw.
So crazy. So exciting. Let's go ahead and do spoiler-free the recommendations. Who would like to go first? Anybody?
I can go.
okay, you go.
Sure. You should watch the anime. Look, the manga's fine. It's like the art at the beginning and the art at the end are like night and day. The art got so much better. But like pacing wise, this manga, I think that there's a lot more clarity with watching the anime. If you really like manga, go for it. Read it. It's still great. But if you're gonna do one or the other, I think that the anime offers a lot of clarity in terms of like how the story progresses. So Yeah, I would recommend it, but if it's one or the other, I would say watch the anime.
I'll go next.
Do it.
This fucking series, man. Read up to chapter 90 and then imagine like the best possible ending for yourself and call it good. Watch the anime. That's my recommendation. Woo! Man, this last half was something.
It was something.
It was
sure
something.
was.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I agree that it's worth checking out the anime for sure. Cuz and this has been something since the beginning. I think Dodger was saying since the beginning of reading this is just how much clearer the art is within the anime, and then also in terms of ways the story is told with like flashbacks and pacing, the anime does it much better in my opinion. So I would say go check out the anime. If you do want to read the manga, that is still something worth checking out, but there's a lot of feelings. So cool. Ready? Cool. Ready, Trump?
Yeah.
Is there
Let's
anything
do-
else we need to say? Oh, should we
No,
say?
because everybody's on the verge of barfing up spoilers.
They're
Just-
trying so hard. Did we read the warnings out on here?
No, I can though.
Okay.
Our warnings today are gore, body horror, cannibalism, death, and I don't know, man, shit's crazy. Because we were trying to think of other warnings, and it seemed like the other ones got it all, and yet we were still missing something. So it's just it's a lot. It's a lot of like politics interspersed with tons of gore. So keep that in mind before you hop in.
Yep. Cool. Countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Titans.
Ymir?
Ymir?
Ymir is God.
Pretty Ymir.
A weird
the
god,
OG,
but a god
the
nonetheless.
OG Ymir.
Yeah. OG Ymir. So this is spoiler section, y'all. You are now ready to spill all the spoilers. If you guys do not want to be spoiled, you should do out of there. Okay. So this covered a very large chunk. Obviously, the finale of this story. If you are watching the anime, the anime ends after where is it? After they've gotten back to Paradis and Aaron's big like betrayal of everybody happens.
Yes.
So that is where the final season of the anime. Can I say it's so stupid? They were like, Attack on Titan, this is the final anime. I don't know how they're going to fit so much into this season. It's the final season. And at the end of the season, it goes, Attack on Titan final season part 2 will be coming at the end of 2022. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
Look, it's fine. It's all the same season. Winks at the lens. Like, what do you mean? No, it's not.
Anime ends in chapter 70, right? Yeah, that sounds about correct. So we covered, started with the Skipperoo after they found the ocean, all of that, and then this chunk of reading started in what's the shit? I even wrote it down.
Whatever the main like Malayan city is.
Liberio, I think it is. Liberio.
Oh yeah.
Librio? That sounds nicer. Liberio.
Yeah.
Liber.
Every time we read Attack on Titan, I am reminded again that this manga just hops all over the place. It's like,
Oh yeah.
you'll be reading it and then you're like, is this a flashback? And then look, before somebody's like, the back of the panels is black when it's a flashback, it's not that hard to tell when that's going on. There are some chapters, especially near the end here, where you are hopping back and forth between like flashbacks and like memories and all kinds of shit constantly. And I was like, what's present day? I found myself like really confused often. Yeah. Like eventually I would get it, but there was just consistently throughout the whole manga there were pacing problems about how to tell the story in a way where like there was intrigue with dripping out information without confusing the shit out of you. And a lot of the times it didn't quite hit the mark of being like, this is going to explain what was going on there, you know?
Yeah. Especially the like time skip from them finding the ocean, that arc to Libero, because they're like, Reiner is so much older with the beard.
Yeah.
Oh
You're
my
just
God,
like, who
I
is that?
know.
And then also the section starts with them in like a war against, you're like, is this a war like in Marley against against the people in Paradise, like Aaron's group, like them? And then instead it's not. It's some random country that we don't actually know. And then who are these kids? What is happening? Why are there trains?
Who are these kids?
What is going on? Ugh. And so, it's getting thrown into that. And then finding out just a bunch of different Titans, and the Titans falling from the sky and exploding and landing on top of them, and that's what ends that war. It was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, and spinal fluid, very important.
Yeah.
A really important part of the whole plot.
Who knew how much symbolism there is in spines? I did not know until
Aaron's back really became important at the end there.
Yeah. Dad, you're right.
I will say though, I actually really loved the design of his like weird insect body.
Oh my God, it was so good.
When he, like, transformed.
It was so creepy.
Yeah.
Which is like reminiscent of how creepy the Titans were at the beginning of this series.
Yeah.
Oh, Moeka just got really big.
Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
you're okay.
My bad.
Because when the series starts, the part of the horror is the Titans themselves, because they're so creepy, they're so unsettling. And then as the series goes on, it was like no Titan can look the same. All of them have to be very different. And so you kind of lose creepy factors as you do that, because there's only so many ways to really do that before you get to like the really super goofy ones. So to end the series with one as like eerie and creepy as what Aaron became was nice. I really liked that.
Yeah. Someone said it was spine tingling. Yes, good.
It really was.
Good.
So we get in Libyo, Aaron is there with his hair. Did you guys know it was Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
He has a very distinct face.
Yeah.
There's some people who I get confused in this manga, but Aaron specifically is normally pretty easy to spot for me. Yeah. Yeah. Aaron infiltrated, I guess. And started sending everybody back home a bunch of letters, basically being like, guys, I really think it would be tight if you attacked. Guys, just trust me. You should totally attack on this day and do this. Guys, I have the best plan.
What I would like to know.
You gotta trust me. War crimes. Hear me out. War crimes.
That's literally all Aaron said this entire reading. Can we be real? Was him being like, but guys, hear me out. war crimes. And that's basically it. Like they fluffed it up a little bit, but
it's literally him just saying, yeah. Did they explain how Aaron got the letters across the ocean?
the little kid was mailing them. I don't know how
but
they were
how
being
does the mail system get
mailed.
from Libero
Exactly.
to Paradise? Like,
why would anyone deliver letters
there?
to the home of devils?
I think
can't mess with the mail.
I think what was hinted at was that they were mailed to someone in Paradise. So I'm assuming it was the Hizuru lady.
That's what we mean, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I think it was Mikasa's like very far removed family, because they're the only ones I could think of that are like, okay, we're willing to, we're gonna go there anyways. We'll drop off letters or whatever.
Yeah,
I guess
that makes
sense.
sense. That makes sense. That's what somebody in chat is saying too, and also that Zeke was making it all work too. But
yeah, and then our sweet children engaged in some terrorism and blew up a town, and then actual children snuck onto their airship home and shot Sasha, and I was so sad.
So sad.
Pissed.
Because
I was like, my girl can't go like this.
It's like, are you shitting me? And they show Connie, Jean, and Sasha all being like, oh, we're the good trio. Nothing will ever separate us. And then just boom.
I didn't realize it was death flags until she was dead. I was so upset. And then when they bury her and Connie's like, she was like my twin. I feel like I'm missing part of myself. I was like, stop it.
Yeah.
It was. That
poor
was
Connie.
I know. That is definitely one, like, the hardest hitting deaths in this section. Because, listen, I love Hanji, but I'm really pissed about her death. Like, I'm really mad about her death.
It didn't make any sense. Sorry.
So stupid. Yeah. So, Sasha was by far the hardest hitting death within this section and probably within the series. And we had a lot of deaths happen because...
Yeah.
That was another thing about Attack on Titan as the series goes on. It kind of had the Game of Thrones effect where it's like, oh, people are literally just dying, and you get to certain battles and you're like, anybody can die. Like, I expect anybody at any time to possibly die except for Levi and Mikasa. Like, it's just like body armor all over them, and body armor, plot armor, and so I think Sasha's death would really caught me off guard, and so made me really sad.
I know, same.
Yeah, oh my god, I wanted to join in on the punching. That's all.
Of Gabby? Yeah. Someone said you have strong feelings about Gabby.
I'm glad that scene immediately happened afterwards, because I was just like, excuse me? What?
Yeah, I thought like Gabby I was so torn on Gabby because I think she was obviously like a character that was made to show like the indoctrination of children, right? Like,
yes,
like she's been told her whole life that this is the only way she can like atone for the sins of like her race and like all of this, like all this horrible shit, right? And so like obviously because she's a child, I want to be rooting for her to get it, right? To like figure it out. Yeah. But every moment when she screamed at people about how they were devils and how they were sinners and all this shit, I was like, someone just put her in another room. I can't deal with this. Yeah.
Someone put duct tape on her mouth right now.
Oh God. Yeah. It was
And
rough.
I get that she's supposed to be like a parallel to how very young Aaron is, and so I'm like, oh god damn it. So, but I am happy with her character growth. Her development happened a lot faster, which I was happy for. But Jesus,
yeah,
still like, damn it.
Especially because Falco, like, you find out again through flashbacks that like he has been pretending, or like isn't not pretending, but that he had the whole situation happen with Aaron that got him to start thinking about it so much quicker.
Yeah.
So he's like just kind of sitting there like, I don't. She's wild, but she's mine, right? Like it's just so much.
Something that I did think was interesting is they definitely set her up as like foreshadowing how good she is at shooting. And so it made a lot of sense that she was able to pull off shooting Aaron's head off. And then also she had another really big shot in the last battle.
One of the Titans was going for the ship, right? And she shot it before it could hit the ship.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
There was also that really cute like snapshot of her with the sniper rifle and Levi like like
holding it forward. Yeah. My boy Levi getting all exploded. What did you guys think about his what happened to him? Baby rocks the scars.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man.
Get off, Moeka. Back away.
That bum.
Back away.
He like I know that he's set up to be like so supremely powerful, and so I understand why they keep hurting him so that he can't just constantly be fighting ready. But I'm like, God damn, this poor boy spent like an entire arc with his arm in a sling. Like, let him fight.
Yes. Let him do something epic at the end. Dude, the Zeke Levi fight, I love how terrified Zeke is of Levi. He's like, do not let Levi near me. Like, I have to do this. Do not fuck with Levi. Leave me alone.
This man.
That was actually so good. Yeah.
It was epic.
This man, he's tight as fuck.
He's like, I don't know anybody but Levi. Please. God, he's so good. So yeah, it made me sad at the end that he didn't get like, I mean, I guess him versus Zeke is like an epic moment, but it doesn't feel like a final epic moment.
Yeah.
But I mean, he got hurt. He was hurt. He saved Connie and got his leg like chomped. But
literally, I feel like the only person who got any kind of like a closure ending for me is Armin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one. And everyone else, I was kind of like, but.
Dude, he's the armored titan, but too much armor. Too much armor. He got stabbed in the neck and eaten in the neck so many times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, poor Armin. Also.
Poor Armin. Wait.
Huh?
Were we talking Armin? Or were we talking Reiner?
Yeah. I was talking about Armin.
Oh. Well, then my joke makes no sense.
I
knew
who you were talking about, though.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I was saying, yeah, that Armin had like, I thought the best like closure out of anybody.
Yeah, definitely.
But the other thing that I was gonna say though that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me is, I guess it's like a Bulma Vegeta situation. I don't know what the fuck is going on there, but like the explanation that he went to talk to Annie every day because he has remnants of memories that make him fond of her. I thought that explanation like kind of made sense. I was like, okay, you get the memories or the feelings or whatever from the last person who had the Titan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they had like their weird heart-to-heart on the ship, and he was like, you really don't know why I came to talk to you every day? I was like, is this a confession?
But yeah, I was like, stop it.
So bizarre.
Armin, no.
And then
No.
She hits him on the head. Stop that.
God damn it.
And then Annie apparently felt back as well. She was like, Armin, we'll go shit crazy to protect him when she found out he got eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
it
was
was
like,
weird because it was it was so fucking weird because it was like, are you doing this because he has remnants of your friend who you kind of grew to be fond of as well? Or
Right.
are you doing this because you, like, over time as Armin came to talk to you out of fondness from your friend's feelings towards you? Like, I don't...
Yeah, I mean...
what the fuck is going on here? This makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, with Annie, yeah, she was frozen for so long. If Armin's like the only person who willingly came and talked to her, I can like I'm willing to jump the fence a little bit and be like, okay, I can see her like warming up to him, who's like her only companionship for a really long time, right?
Yeah.
But Armin, I was like, Armin, whatever. But I will say that I actually thought that it was like a cool twist that when he was like, bring down all the barriers or whatever, that her thing also shattered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it also at the same time felt like a workaround way to do it so that would happen. Like if all he wanted was for the walls to open up, he would have been like, no more walls. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the Armin Aaron fight as the like big finale?
Pretty short, yeah.
Yeah, it was real
Yeah,
quick.
it was pretty short.
Real
The
quick.
talk after, I was just like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, where they're suddenly just like, Aaron literally just like info dumps his whole motivation for it.
Yeah.
It was like,
It was
here's
like-
all this build
it
up,
was-
and then he's
it
just
was
straight up
like-
like, this is why I did it. So they would hate me instead of hating you, and you could
And
be
then
the
you
heroes.
could be heroes.
And then he just keeps straight up being like, I killed 4/5 of humanity for this. I'm like, you
Yeah,
really
I-
didn't need to. Like, you really
I
didn't.
killed 80% of humanity. And when everybody like surfaces and remembers the conversations they had with Aaron in their dreams, they're like, what a guy. What a guy, that Aaron. And I'm like, he killed 80% of humans.
Yeah.
And they like,
I legit feel like that whole section should have been left out. I don't think I think it would have been better if we didn't know like his actual reasoning. If it had been left up to reader interpretation, I think it would have been, I don't know, I would have been way more happy with that. Also, I don't know what the fuck, whoever translated that section, like what the fuck were they thinking? Because they wrote it as, you became a mass murderer for our sake, as Armin is like just fucking crying his eyes out, and I'm like, Armin, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Why?
Okay, Annie? Okay, I get it, but this?
but like, why is he's all euthanizing everybody? Horrible idea. Killing 80% of humanity by stomping on them. Good. Great.
Fine.
Totally fine. I was like, what?
No, I mean, like, they reinforced and proved, and he admitted, like, the only people I care about in the entire world are you guys, and I'll murder literally everyone else. And they're like, what a guy. Damn.
He said that
Like,
from
yeah,
the
he's like
beginning.
fucking unapologetically like bawling his eyes out to him. I don't get it. Man, my man, no. This is
And
what,
especially-
oh my god.
We even had the
He's too old
scene.
for this.
We even had the scene with Connie, right? Connie, like, about to feed a child to his mom so that his mom can come back, right?
Yeah, like,
And then Armin goes to jump into the mouth, right? And Connie saves him and is like, you know, I've realized that if my mom comes back because I killed a kid to like save her, like she would hate that. And then we smash cut to Armin like, he killed so many people, including children, for us. And I'm like, what the fuck?
God.
and
What the fuck? It's way worse.
it's horrible. And they constantly, Isayama constantly reinforces how bad what Eren is doing, how bad it is. Because he showed, like, a random child in a village, and Eren being like, I'm sorry for what I will do to you one day. And then a smash cuts to him being stomped horribly, by the way.
Yeah.
Very
Oh my
descriptively. It's not
God.
just
Yes.
like stomp smush. It's slow stomp. His brother's head being knocked off by a rock with brain matter everywhere. And then the little boy, like, his one eye smushing. And then it's just going like a watermelon. And then there he is.
Yeah.
If there was supposed to be any sort of sympathy, anything at all, not build up. Not happening. Did not.
They went, yeah. They went out of their way to make you find Eren unforgivable, which is why I don't understand how the ending.
Yeah, because they were like, Berthold, he, like, my mom didn't have to die, but in the end, I just killed her anyways, because my brain's fucked up. My dad, I forced him. Oh my God, yeah. Like, my dad, I forced him to murder a bunch of children, even though I didn't have to. Like, really, I didn't have to, but I forced them to anyways. Who cares?
Yeah. Someone in chat said, remember what his entire motivation was? Titans kill people and I want it to stop. But no, let's just kill people with Titans.
It makes sense. And then, okay, not to like jump to the like literal end, but like, and then the 0.5 extra ending was that another kid found the same tree that Ymir climbed into and became a Titan, so they didn't actually get rid of Titans. Is that the implication? And this is all cyclical and gonna happen again?
Yeah. And like just like starting building around like all this new stuff. So is it like, is this the past? Is this really how humans came to be? Like a really weird Titan Big Bang Theory thing?
Yeah.
My brain's all over the fucking place right now because I'm
No,
just
you're
like,
fine.
oh my God, I don't know the motherfucking yammers. What were you doing? What were you thinking?
What did you guys think about the little twist about all of the people drinking Zeke's spinal fluid and wine and then turning into Titans?
Honestly, out of everything going on in the ending, I thought that was like the most clever thing. It was like, if that's a thing that he's able to do, to basically turn everybody into like Titan time bombs in case he needs them. I was like, fucked up, but really smart.
It was so good. That was probably one of my favorite parts of this section.
That's one of like the thing. That's one of the fucked up reasons that I like Zeke, because it's like he absolutely only plays his hand if it's like absolutely necessary. So it's not like Eren, who's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't have to do it. Fuck it, who cares?
What?
So
did you do a thing just then on purpose?
Did you do that robot noise?
That was horrible.
Oh no, I didn't. What happened? What's wrong with me? See,
Nothing,
it's Attack
you're
on Titan.
beautiful.
That's
Nothing.
no, it's Attack on Titan. That's what did it, man.
That's what's bringing it out.
It's a sign.
So yeah, because we had that happen. They talked about it, and then when it actually happened, you had Falco turning in to the Titan and straight up killing his brother. Yep. And then at the end, when Levi and Mikasa and all of them are realizing that everybody's going to become a Titan again, and there's like, we got to take off. Like, we can't stay here. And then Jean and Connie being like, we always knew this is how it would end. And they turned into Titans, and I was like, fuck this. Like, they did not have to die right here. What was the point? And so when they came back, I was like, okay, I'm okay with this, like, returning.
Yeah.
The only ones who are revived. But I also
like,
I had issues with that happening. Okay,
like,
I think
the
there
like
were
retcon.
The retcon.
Well, absolutely, because then it's like all the tragedy that was happening. It was just like, well, that's all gone.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, Eren, you don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to like bring back your friends and then mass murder a bunch of fucking people.
But
Like,
he's
it's
a bro.
bullshit.
Listen, he's the truest of bros, okay? He just wants his
Ew.
friends.
I mean, to be fair, anyone that actually died was dead, right? It's just the people who turned into Titans, untightened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
When Titans were eradicated from the world. No, what I thought you were going to say. Sorry.
Oh, well, no, what I was going to say with that part too, my bigger issue is, like, I think two of the most notable characters that could have come back, or at least one of them, did not come back. Like OG Ymir that we can't, like, quote unquote grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, out of all the people, we don't get to see her and, like, talk to her and get her last, like, moments.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, her death, like, we don't even, it's written in a letter to Historia. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
cool.
look, Historia moved on and is married with a baby now. Ymir doesn't want to come back.
Yeah. And
no, she doesn't want to come back and be like, what the fuck, Historia? You married a fucking farmer of all people? Are you fucking kidding me, girl? You could have done way better. You're a fucking queen.
You sound like those saucy old men who are at the restaurant in that one scene. Like, who did she marry? A stable boy? Yuck, more wine.
Ew.
Well, I hated that we didn't get to learn anything about it, because then I was just like, did she do it because in her brain it was like, this is the least painful, like, situation? Was it somebody that she grew up with when she was a child?
That's what they said. Was that she knew them from when she was young, and also there was the implication that she was told to get pregnant as quick as possible so that she wouldn't have to eat the Titan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yes, but it was just like, sure, I grew up with plenty of people, but I wouldn't say that, like, I would be like, I want to have a baby with you. So I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Isayama, what the fuck were you thinking?
Out of all the things I have an issue with, I do not have an issue with her being like, there's a person back in my hometown that I'm, like, okay with having a baby.
Can we, so we were talking about deaths and retconning. Hanji's death was so meaningless to me. I know, she was like, I will hold them back. And I'm like, bitch, what do you mean? Like, you're going to do nothing. Like, literally. You're not. There's a gazillion of them, and you will kill one, and they are so hot. They're not stopping. They're mindless. They're zombies. All they're, like, deciding to do is stomp, stomp, stomp. And she's like, it is my time, Armin. It was like Armin needed to become commander of the scouts, even though he didn't. It did not need to be part of his character development. Like, not. So I'm wondering if it's something like Hanji needed to be out for that, like, last battle on the spine to, like, happen, because they already had so many people being a part of that battle. Like, not only did we have the remaining scouts and Gabby and Falco, we also had all of the previous Titans that has ever existed. And so you got a gazillion Titans in there. And I think that was something on pre-show we were talking about with the pacing. Even on chapters where there was so much action, it was still a very long time to get through those, because so much is happening, and the art style, you're trying to constantly, like, figure out, okay, who is that one? Which blonde character died? What's going on over here? Like,
oh my God.
It's just
so many blonde characters that were important with similar hairstyles.
Just like,
yes.
It drove me crazy.
It was insane. And I didn't even realize that Jean in that, like, special chapter or the end, I don't remember which one it is, that, like, Mikasa ends up marrying Jean. I did not even notice, because I was like, oh, it's some dude with blonde hair.
I didn't notice that either. What?
Oh, yeah. The implication is that it's Jean.
Yeah. When Mikasa is kneeling at Aaron's tombstone, like, the guy she's with wearing a hat and has Jean's, like, whoop hair.
Yeah, that throughout the series, everyone's like, what the fuck did you do to your hair? Why are you wearing it like that?
No, I know, but they're married?
That's what it seemed like, that the kid was theirs.
That's the implication, because Mikasa was like holding a kid, and there was like another one on the ground or something playing.
Yeah, and the guy next to her has his arm like around her, but
Weird.
maybe it's not Jean. But that's what I very much assumed.
I thought that was what it was supposed to be assumed upon, because Aaron's whole spiel of like, you have to move on and like move on with your life,
right.
fall in love with someone else.
What did you guys think of the head smooch?
Oh my god, I almost screenshotted it because I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, don't worry, I got you.
Oh,
dude. It's like, no, not like this.
Not like this. Oh, oops. Well, it is all over our faces. It's fine. Oh, you can't even see it on the splash screen. Okay,
dude, especially also with
no.
Mir off in the like over the shoulder watching them like, this is nice.
Yeah.
I just
with like the broken teeth.
That's another thing I want to fucking talk about too, is Ymir herself. Like, literally all this shit started because quote unquote love.
Yeah.
And it's
what? What?
I hated that. I was like, that
I
is
also
not
hated
the word.
that.
I was like, that is not the word that you want to use here.
Oh, shit.
Like, out of all the things you could have gone with, why did you have to say this was love? None of this was love.
Yeah. It's like, why did she stay with this horribly abusive man that let her get stabbed and then says, you have children to make for me? Oh, it was love. I was like, what?
Because she loved him.
That's not how, no.
It's like, no, she was a literal fucking child when she, like, knew him, and then still a literal child when she started having his kids. I
love that Aaron is just leaving this picture up. Like, soak it in, guys.
Take it in.
Soak it in, everybody.
This is love. This is love.
It's beautiful.
And then her kids were forced to eat her.
Yeah, and then like all the walls were named after the kids.
I know.
And it's just like, it's so fucked up.
So weird. So weird. So weird.
And I hate it too, because this is the part that's like left up to interpretation, is that Ymir was waiting for somebody similar to her that was in the same fucking position, and was just like, well, let's see if they can break the cycle. If they can break it, then I guess I can break it too. And it's just like, what?
Okay, that's actually by far the most confusing thing to me was Aaron like being like, you've been waiting for me all this time. You've been calling me to you. But then and I still didn't fully understand like why or what the connection was supposed to be there. And then in his like rock talk with Armin in their brains, he was like, Mikasa was the key. And I was like, why? Was that clear to you guys? Like what he was trying to say?
I think it was that that Ymir saw herself in Mikasa, because Mikasa was through it. This is where it gets weird, because it was like, oh, the Ackermans are biologically like, oh yeah, by the way, the Ackermans too are really interesting, because we do learn that they came to be about because of an experiment that the king was doing,
and that's why Levi and Mikasa are like insanely talented.
Yes, and then one of the implications too is that they in their brain and in their bodies, they like something activates if they find like a proper host for the Titans, and they'll do anything to protect them. And so that's assumed, because of that. That's how the Mikasa cycle for her love of Eren supposedly starts. And so
somebody said it's because they were both obsessively in love, and if that's the reason, I hate the ending more.
Yeah. And
at the end it was all just like, I don't know, love fucked all of us over. I hate that.
And that is the major implication that I saw. And I'm just like, out of all the things you could have picked to not actually say anything about, it's gonna be this? Really? Like, I get it, you can't really write female characters, I get it, you don't fucking know anything about love, then why fucking put it in here? This would have been way better if you hadn't messed with any romance. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
And,
Man,
like-
if you can't write it, don't fucking write it.
And, like, at the beginning, in the first part of the series, Mikasa's devotion to Eren is, like, makes sense. Like, you get it. But as the series goes on, and it becomes more and more, like, Eren is never going to, like, be somebody that is going to be in a healthy relationship or is healthy. He just like his feelings toward Mikasa just don't feel as genuine, in my opinion.
I hated that reveal.
Yeah.
I hated the reveal.
And so then him at the end being
her.
like, I've loved her all along, even though I told her I hate her so she could move on. I was like, no. You
That's
don't. No.
dude.
You do not. You have not acted any differently to Mikasa than you have to any one of your other friends. So it just kind of felt like, all right, I have to. This has to be it because Mikasa is obsessively in love, so I need it to make sense.
Yeah. I just wanted more. I get it, and there have been, not to spoil anything, any other properties, but there have been other properties where this same topic has come up. So maybe you're sick of hearing it by now, but like I just wanted to see some kind of growth in Mikasa that meant that she was like not as reliant and not as like obsessed with Eren, and we never got that. And I find that frustrating because Mikasa was like such a badass. But she was basically the same character the entire time. So
Up until like the very last panel when the bird like wraps her scarf around her, and she's like, "Thank you," and then it ends with the bird flapping away.
No, not any bird. That's Eren.
that's Eren, girl.
Dude, what is with the birds?
Like they're
birds
free,
Falco,
They're freedom incarnate.
free.
But Falco being like, I saw a memory and I know how to fly. And they're like, it's too dangerous. How could you know how to fly in just a memory? And then like fucking 5 minutes later, he's
Pops into a bird.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna mention that earlier. That I was like, we couldn't have figured this out earlier. That when he was like, oh, when I became just a regular old Titan, originally, like, I accessed memories of all of these other super cool Titans, and one of them flew. So I think I can be a flying Titan now. I was like, what? Is that how this works? You can just be whatever Titan you want?
I actually accidentally skipped from like chapter 140 to from chapter like 120 to chapter 137, and I was like, where the fuck is a bird here? I was so confused.
That is so funny. Also, I want to clear up the like Eren is a bird meme. So that meme came about because somebody somehow
He's a bird.
Yes,
It's
but
so simple.
it's because a fan translator got some chapters, and then the way it translated it was really weird. It was like Eren becomes Dove, parentheses, crying, and parentheses. And so when that little strip came out, finally everybody in the community fucking lost it because everybody's like, holy shit, I can't believe the fan translator from like years ago fucking
was right.
Nailed it. Got it right. Holy shit. I'll never doubt fan translations ever again. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, jeez.
So if you've ever wondered, like, why do people literally keep saying that Eren's a bird and was the bird? And it's because of that meme.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
It's hard because I feel bad because I do think that the mangaka improved so much from the beginning.
Very much, yes.
Right? And I think that overall the idea and the execution was good. It's just that like a lot of it doesn't help that so much of it winds up being kind of confusing because of of pacing issues, right? So I'm just hoping that the anime helps with this, but it must be so hard to end things,
Especially
right?
as
It must be
big.
Sure.
something huge like this where there's so much pressure to have a good ending. Like it must be so difficult to end something like this. So I do want to say, like, yo, you improved so much. Your art got fucking so much better. Incredible. Some of the stuff in the ending felt like an ass pull, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ended a thing. You ended a thing. So many people don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, and I guess that's what's so disappointing about this series to me is that like the beginning set up so many great things. Like the mystery was amazing. I wanted to keep going, and then the last half, like you just you definitely can tell like this is his first manga because he just fucking has no direction, and it's weird because back in 2017 he was just like, I know how I'm ending this and that's the direction that I'm going in, and literally like I think it was like 2 3 4 weeks later another interview comes out and it was super fucking weird because he's just like, actually I don't know how I'm gonna end it. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with more of a Guardians of the Galaxy approach, which I see it. I definitely see what he means.
What?
Oh, yeah. So in the interviews back in 2017, he was just like, I want to end this like The Mist, which I took to be, I don't know, it's like weird because I took it to mean like, okay, like this series is a setup and
Yeah.
there's going to be another part that is going to deal with a different aspect or something, which I get it. And I also saw that in the ending, but it feels like he mishmashed both ideas because like the Guardians of the Galaxy is set up to where all the main characters aren't technically good people. They're like criminals.
Yeah.
But because they do the good thing, they get exonerated and are like, okay, well now you're good guys, so I guess go steal some more shit because we're not gonna like label you as war criminals because you helped us out. Bye. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what happened in this series too. So I get what he meant by that now, but it's just like, oh man, you should just picked one thing and done that and not tried mishmashing both. Man, why?
Someone said that they're not doing another manga, that they're gonna open an onsen, and I don't know if that's true, but yo, power to you.
Power to
Yes.
you, man. I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Someone in chat said it was also some other influencers like his editors. They didn't want a downer ending. What? How is this not?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's 100%.
But yeah.
Well, I mean,
I can definitely see
I'm sure that
editors
there's influence outside.
Yeah, agreed. I can
Yes,
definitely
yeah.
see editors influencing it to have it be a
Yeah,
little
but
different.
I mean, like it's been so many years now, and the fact that both the things he said were like I could see it when I finished reading it. I was like, I know what he meant now. Holy shit! And this was I don't know, man.
And like
Try to think.
try to think. And like Dodger was saying, I remember years ago where people were like, I think it was the second season. It was after the first season or like the second season. People being like, how is he going to end it? Like, how is it going to happen? What are the reveals like about the Titans going to be? Like all of that mystery. And so I can see that pressure coming out because there's a balance of like wanting to surprise people with like a mind-blowing mystery reveal so it's not anticlimactic, and one that like is still satisfying and has been foreshadowed and makes sense. And so there's a lot of pressure, especially after something gets really, really popular, to have that happen. And so I could definitely see just like the pressure from outside forces happening, and also just as a writer like not knowing exactly how to do
Yeah.
something.
Well,
and
I mean, like, that's the interesting thing about this series is, like, for anybody who does, like, when people say this is the anime of the decade, it's not, like, I don't think, I 100% believe it because this series came out of fucking nowhere. One of the biggest publishers in manga, I always say Shueisha.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I always feel like I pronounce it wrong. But
Yeah.
they said no. They saw the manuscript for this, and they said no. This will never go anywhere. And then he took it to some really obscure and really unknown publisher, and they said, you know what? Okay, we'll give this a shot.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said let's do it, and it blew up. Literally, this title alone, now that publisher is like in Japan is like a brand that everybody knows now because of Attack on Titan, and that is not a small feat. So like, I give him props for that because I do think the start of the series is really strong. With all the imperfections aside, like the mystery is really well done. I fell in love with some of the characters, and it just, oh man.
Yeah, it did not, like, when the anime took off too, I feel like it came out of absolutely nowhere, and then all of a sudden people just like exploded, and there's so many people, like somebody said in chat that this is the series that got them into anime, and it's true. Sure. There are so many people that got into anime because of this series, and then because of that got into manga. And so that's not something to like look down upon or scoff at. Like, people complain about this series and are like, people only like it because it's popular, and if you're gonna watch it, you're not a real anime fan if you only watch Attack on Titan, which is dumb. Totally different conversation. But it really, really was like the one of the last 10 years that brought so many people into it. I think Demon Slayer is the current one who has started to do that same thing. And so you really have to give credit to Attack on Titan for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, the openings.
So
Good opening.
Horizon Man.
The song that goes with everything.
You know.
I wanted. Okay, so this is the part where this might be a little something. I don't know. So, what did everybody think about the mass murdering? Did you see it as genocide? Because I saw a lot of people that were like, actually, he did not commit genocide, and I'm just like,
Aaron. They're saying Aaron.
Yes.
Aaron did not commit genocide.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he made it really clear,
that
I'm going to kill everybody except for the people on my island, which I think, counts as genocide.
I think it does. Yeah.
Because I feel like most people miss the part about, like, you don't have to succeed in killing all of them. Just killing a part of them is enough.
80% is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a good chunk of population. Yeah.
Like, God, and and I wanted to start with that because, like, his plan obviously is fucking garbage. Because his whole plan was just, I'm gonna kill like 80% of people, so that'll give you a chance to, like, eventually when they like get enough missiles and weapons and go up against you, you'll be prepared in time.
And like,
and I'm just like, oh, that's such garbage.
It's like a Noah's Ark situation too, where like everybody dies except for this one family, and it's like, how is the Earth going to be populated again if it's only these like people on his island, half of which are dead or Titans, by the way.
Right.
And so how is the Earth going to become populated again if this is your plan to just destroy everything?
But
he did not think it through. He did not think it through.
He didn't. Well, the man did think it through because he literally said,
did.
like,
he's wild.
He said, and I quote, "If someone is willing to take my freedom, I won't hesitate to take theirs."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't, man. I hate the plan. And I'm like, my man, you really gonna leave it to fucking Armin? Yes, by comparison, he is the smartest man that you fucking know, but you don't think that there's smarter people on the other side of the world that have created, like, flying blimps and ships that float on water? Like, my man!
So dumb.
Man.
So So ridiculous.
Well, yeah, and it's just like I don't understand the plan, because the plan originally was just like, I'm gonna free my people. Okay, cool, I'm on board. And then it's just like,
sounds good.
And then it's just like, no, I'm just JK. I'm not gonna free them I'm just gonna free them from these people, but I'm gonna leave them to probably get murderized by those same people they just left. So good luck, bye. I'm gonna fuck off to the paths now.
The paths.
The paths.
Oh my God.
The sandy paths.
Somebody in chat said they didn't even know what ice cream was. And I would like, because of that, I would like to read a couple of notes that I made. So when I'm reading, I just open a Google Doc and type really quick sentences that make absolutely no sense. So a few of those points were Sasha death, history of Eliana, Falco Titan eats Poco, Colt so fucked up, Ymir saves Aaron, Aaron's spinal panel, Attack Titan travels Tim, ice cream.
Nice.
That is how my notes go.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was also so confused that at the very end they were like, yeah, and now Paradis is making a new military under the Jaeger cult.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're the military now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this ending?
And Levi stayed in the one place. Like, he didn't go back to the island. Yeah, he hung out with Falco and Gabby, which I'm like, that makes no... I guess there's not any... I was gonna say there's not anything left for him on Paradis, but it doesn't make any sense. He doesn't have, like, any connections except he helped Gabby hold the gun one time.
Yeah, that was super weird to me, because part of me gets it, because it's the whole, like... It's like Levi gave Erwin his freedom, basically, and let him rest, which I love that he, like, goes into it and is just like, I don't regret doing that for you. You did so much, and now you can rest. And so I saw that as something similar to this, where it was just like, well, like, I've done what I can. Now it's, like, literally up to in the hands of these younger kids, the next quote-unquote the next generation.
That's true.
And I literally blew my fucking leg off, so what am I gonna do for fighting? I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So it was still weird that he decided to stay in Marley, but whatever.
Yeah, he just wanted ice cream.
If he wants to do that, Daddy can stay in
like,
fucking Marley.
Ice cream's tight.
I want to stay here. So we have talked a lot. Is there? Man. I mean, like, covered a lot of stuff. Not just been like, wow, guys, we keep talking. We have covered a lot of stuff. Is there any other things we need to touch on?
I think, like, though, what did everybody think was the overall message in this manga? I feel like I feel like the overall message in this fucking manga was basically, like, fatalism. Like, everything's predetermined. Things are inedible. Inedible. Yes. Yeah, like, that's what I got out of this, and I'm just like, that's bullshit. Because if that's really what you believe, then, like, why the fuck are we living? Why even bother? Like, I don't understand. So stupid. Oh my God. And it's so weird, because it's like at the end they bombard you with, like, everything was predetermined, there's nothing we can do about it, right? Like, war crimes are gonna continue happening, and then we see them all get fucking bombed on the island and destroyed. So it's just like, but it's weird, because then everything, like, Armin is, like, so hopeful. He's like, no, they'll listen to us, they'll see reasoning once we tell them our side, and
they never do.
And it's like, my dude, no. Like, and I kind of love that they did the whole parallel back to earlier, when he had to do the same thing, where it was just like, oh, why should we kill Eren? He's a fucking Titan now. And it's like, no, like, he's good. He's not killing us. He's helping us. And it's just like, it's cool of you to try to parallel that here, but holy shit, no. Like, what?
I feel like there was an overall tone of nihilism Is that the word?
Nihilism.
Nihilism. Nihilism. That nothing is like, it's not, there's nothing worthwhile. Like everything, like you were saying, Moeka, what is the purpose of everything if it's just like going to end up with a few people or just end up horrible? So they could have leaned into that a little bit more, but then we also had Armin being like, even if everything is predestined and meaningless, there are still things that are precious, like these little memories that happen that are important. And so what is like, so what if life is meaningless when there are these little things, because you're going to die in the end when you still have these little things as you're going. So it was like these two very opposite themes trying to like intertwine with each other's. Yeah. So
it was, I don't know, for me it was just so weird because it's like I get that side, but if so, like Aaron's whole reasoning for going through with this was just so stupid to me, because it's like, well, if this was inedible, like you could have done different things to like give your friends more time to live out their lives, essentially.
Yeah,
because it's obvious that you can't fucking help the whole generation of your people or whatever, because like as stated throughout this manga, war is inedible. I can't even say the word now. I'm so
inedible.
Mad.
Inevitable.
Inevitable.
I'm so fucking mad. Oh my god. Sorry. But yeah, it's just like, well, if war's gonna happen regardless, then don't fucking murder 80% of the people who are also trying to live out their life, as you fucking saw when you went over to the enemy's country and sat down with their immigrants. Like,
literally,
oh
like,
my
what
God.
was the point of this whole, like, I've come over here and now I realize you guys are just like us, but I'm still willing to do literally anything to protect my home, and I will be committing terrorism here. It's like, what's the fucking point then? What was the point of you connecting with these people at all?
There's apparently been a very big discussion about fascism in regards to Attack on Titan.
I have heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So someone mentioned it and asked what our opinion on it being fascist is. So, I mean, there's themes. I think a lot of stories have themes of fascism. Doesn't make them, like, they're not necessary. It's hard because, like, when you write something, it's like, are you condoning what you're writing, or are you just trying to tell a story where that is the theme? And which I've seen, like, the argument for both of those, that Isayama is condoning fascism by creating a story where it seems a little fascist.
Where there are, like, fascist elements, yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, I don't think that a writer is fascist because they write about fascism, but but I think that art is meant to be, you know, interpreted and scrutinized and absorbed in a variety of different ways. And I mean, I didn't follow the politics in this well enough to really be able to deep dive on that shit.
Same.
That was one of the things that I felt was very confusing about this.
It's like, it's so weird because there's so much subtext to it here, but I feel like Isayama's true intentions, like, really don't ever come through across on it. So
I agree on that.
Yeah, agreed.
It's really hard.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell because to me it's just a really fucking inexperienced mangaka who's this is his first manga, really. So I see it more as a failed attempt to try to write about something bigger and try to get a point across, and just failing because he's so inexperienced. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Anything else?
What a fucking bonkers series.
Yeah.
Major bonkers everywhere.
Yeah. But hey, we finished it.
We did.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
It was. It's so fucking weird because it's essentially I grew up with these characters. It's like it's so weird to say. It's one of those things. I do like that feeling because it's just like you grow closer to these characters in a way, and so to see it end like this, Historia. Oh my god, I'm so pissed about Historia. Like we didn't really even get to it. But I'm so pissed with how things ended with her, and it's not just the farmer. Like I 100%
not just
get
the farmer
thing. I just don't get like she was set up to be more interesting overall, I guess. And like
I mean, like she could have been a powerful warrior queen, right? And instead, her story wound up being like stopgapped with you need to just have as many babies as possible, and she was like, okay, and that's basically all that we ever saw of her again.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my god, like she could have been way more badass. She was set up to do more and bigger shit, and then it's just like Eren just dumped a fucking deuce on her, and it's just like, have fun cleaning this shit up. Peace, middle fingers up in the air. Like, oh my god, fuck you, Eren.
All right.
Yep. All right.
Aaron, our happily Aaron, I believe has to go in a few minutes. So
sorry.
We should do our.
No,
it's okay. We should do our final thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. And ratings. Shit.
God, reading this is gonna be really difficult.
This is what my
I did not want Eren and Historia together. Fuck that. My girl deserves better.
Malika wants herself and Armin together. In the end.
Yes.
In the end.
Okay, I'll be the queen's consort though. If she wants me, I'll be there, Historia.
Amazing. Gosh. Dude, this was a series. What Moeka was saying. It was crazy. It was a ride. I loved the first half. I loved Levi. He was one of my favorite characters. I adore him. I've liked him since the first time he appeared. But the character arcs were kind of all over the place. The art did improve. So there were a lot of art at the end that I really, really enjoyed. But there were also moments where it still didn't. It wasn't like perfect. It was still hard to follow. So I don't know. I want to leave it unrated. I don't know.
My gut is to give this section of reading like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, I was leaning towards 6. I was leaning toward 5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, the whole thing, that's what I'm tripping up on.
That's what's hard.
Like,
yeah. Because yes,
exactly.
I totally agree. I think that this manga has a strong start, and it got so like messy and convoluted, and the end was so weird. And like I said before we even got to spoiler section, I would still recommend the story. It's just this section was rough. So
yeah. I guess I'll give it some more time to think. I just remembered. What did you guys think about like the whole like everything is cyclical message when the extra pages came out? Because you know that tree that
I
Eren
reject
got buried.
it.
Yeah, I reject
it. What's the fucking point of the whole story?
No point. Yeah, absolutely no point.
Yeah, because if you don't know, some extra pages came out recently, and Eren got buried in this tree, and then that tree has the same like little cut in it that original Ymir, original Ymir went into a tree, and that's how she got her Titan powers, is from a fucking weird spinal creature in some water inside of a tree. And so the implication now is that this young kid has found a similar tree at Eren's gravesite. So I'm gonna, this section of reading, fucking give it a 4 out of 10, because this shit is so convoluted. Overall, I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5, because I love the start, but holy shit, did the fucking yammers fumble the shit out of this.
Yeah, I was thinking a 7, out of 10 too for the whole thing. The section was really brutal, but the earlier stuff was really, really well done, and so much stuff was set up that I think it just could have been gone out in a better way, but I still enjoyed it a lot and recommend it to people too.
Also, Yelena just fucked off at the end. What happened to her?
Anyway, so thanks so much for watching Mangapod, everybody.
Oh man, this is so hefty. So hefty. All right. That was really fun. That was a really good discussion. I'm really glad that we got to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the description. I just had a big sigh. The description for the manga that we are reading next week. Oh, I should take this off, even though it's really good there. There we go. So you can see my face. What the fuck? What just happened?
I don't know.
What? What just happened? I did nothing. I touched nothing. Why?
Okay, just
I'm
read
just gonna
it.
read. I'm gonna read. Okay, you guys get to check what it is. Okay. At the peak of a steep hill in the picturesque Omichi town stands a building with a lounge open to all. As an unusual group of friendly people gathers there, each with their own stories to tell. Blank is a troubled high school student who is prepared to commit blank because his classmates found out that he might be blank. As he questions his existence, the sight of a mysterious woman jumping off a nearby building leaves him utterly startled. He rushes to the scene only to discover unharmed, soon learning that she is the owner of the aforementioned building, known to everyone as Anonymous. This series is a realistic take on the struggles among other blank people in coming to terms with themselves. You know what? I retract that blank. Emotional heartfelt. Blank is a realistic take on the struggles among other lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people and coming to terms with themselves. There you go. I want to read the whole thing. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, 10 seconds to guess.
My God. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is. Oh, hey, they got it. It is Dreams at Dusk. Yay! Good job, guys. We will be reading all 4 volumes, chapters 1 through 23. And we will not be here this week, so we will be reading it the first weekend in June, which is, come on, June 6th is the day that we will be discussing our Dreams at Dusk. So, yay. Let's go around and shout out our stuff duper fast. I'm Erin of Happily Erin. I have a YouTube channel where all the manga pods are being posted. I'm not super active on there. Instead, I'm much more active on Instagram and Twitter. And I also... There you are. There you're back. I've also written a book. This is my book called The Guardian, and it is out now, so you can go find it on Amazon, Goodreads, Barnes & Noble. If you have Kindle, you can read it. Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free or check it out there. So that's my book, and that's me.
Yeah.
I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. I'm a variety gamer, and I also sit around and talk with a cup of coffee a lot. So if you want some chill vibes, some slice of life, if you will, come hang out. I stream almost every day.
Hello, I'm Moika. You can find me pretty much at Mega Moika on everything. I'm usually pretty active over on my Twitter, on my Discord. I also stream a variety of games. Right now I'm playing Mass Effect, and I think I'm gonna play it here after this. So if you want to watch that, hit me up at Megamoika or twitch.tv/Megamoika.
Yes.
Okay, Erin, you may be free of Ranty Moika now.
No, I love it. I love Ranty Moeka so much. If you would like more Mangapod, we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and we also have a website and a Discord. So Arnar is posting the Discord there, and our website is mangapod.card, which has 2rs.com. So that is there. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for hanging out and discussing Attack on Titan with us. It was such a fun episode to get to do, and we will be reading Our Dreams at Dusk for our next episode. Thank guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.